This is the second part to the fraction review, and today we are going to learn about adding fractions. When we were multiplying fractions, it didn't matter if the denominator was the same. When we add fractions, it does matter. So we are not able to add this fraction here in the example unless we make these denominators the same. So let's come down here. How do we make them the same? Well, 6 and 4 both go into the number 12. Now, how many times does 6 go into 12? 2 times. So we need to multiply both the top and the bottom by 2. Notice we're multiplying the 5 and the 6 by 2. Let's look at the 3/4. How many times does 4 go into 12? Well, 4 times 3 gives us 12. Since we multiplied the denominator by 3, we have to multiply the numerator by 3 as well, and that's how we get the 9. Now, bringing both of these fractions down, you'll see they now have common denominators. We are now able to add them. Leave the denominator the same, but add the numerators. Now this fraction is in improper form. If you would like to write it as a mixed number, one way to do this is you can take the numerator, divide it by the denominator. 12 goes into 19 once, and we have a remainder of 7. So that means our 1 is our whole number, our remainder is our numerator, and we keep 12 as the denominator. So if you would like to write this answer in a mixed number form, you get 1 and 7/12. And this is how we did that. Now I imagine if you're like most students, that's still somewhat confusing. So let's go ahead and do a few examples. Take a look at number 1. Our denominators are not the same. They are 6 and 8, which means we need to find a common denominator. So sometimes from here, I can play with the numbers. Let's see, 6 goes into 12, but 8 doesn't go into 12. So that doesn't work. 6 goes into 18, but 8 doesn't go into 18. 6 does go into 24, and 8 goes into 24. So 24 will work as my common denominator. So I'm going to rewrite this fraction. And now you have to ask yourself, what did we do to this 6 to get 24? Well, it might take you a little bit of time, but we multiplied the 6 by 4. Whatever we do to the denominator, we have to do to the numerator. So we're going to multiply the 5 by 4 as well. Now, let's go over to the 8. What did we do to this 8 in order to get 24? Well, we multiplied him by 3. Whatever you multiply the denominator by, you have to multiply the numerator by. So 7 times 3 is 21. Now we have common denominators. Leave the denominator the same and add the numerator. If you would like to change this into a mixed number, remember, like we did over on the right side in black, we took 41 divided by 24. 24 goes into 41 once. We'll go ahead and finish this division here. We have a remainder of 17. The remainder goes in the numerator, keep the 24 in the denominator, and our top number is our whole number. So our answer is 1 and 17 over 24. Okay. Let me move that out of the way. Let's take a look at the next problem. 12 and 30. Let's pretend for a moment that I don't see my least common denominator. You do not have to use your least common denominator. You can simply multiply these two numbers together to get a common denominator. Watch this. It's not necessarily the least, but it is a common denominator. 12 times 30 is 360. We're going to do the same as we did before. What did you do to 12 in order to get 360? You multiplied it by 30. If you're not sure how I did that, you can simply do 360 divided by 12. Whatever we do to the denominator, we have to do the same thing to the numerator. So that means we have to multiply 7 by 30, which is going to give you 210. What did we do to our 30 to get 360? It might take you a little time to figure out, and that's okay. If it doesn't come to you that you multiplied 30 by 12, you can simply do 360 divided by 30, and you're going to get that number. I'm showing you all sorts of tricks here. Just use whatever trick works best. You have to do 9 times 12, and of course, that is 108. We're going to leave the denominator as is. We're going to add the numerators. The only difference here is I do not have a simplified fraction. Well, that's okay. Let's use the process that we learned in our part 1 video. Let's find a common number that goes into both the numerator and the denominator. I'm going to choose the number 6. Maybe you might choose a different number. That's okay. We'll just keep using this process as long as it is a common factor. So go ahead and follow me here. 318 divided by 6, 53. And 360 divided by 6 is 60. We are going to do the same method when we have 3 fractions. This might take you some time to figure out what the common denominator is, and that would be normal, but I'm just going to tell you, for the sake of making the video faster, that the common denominator is 24. What did we do to 3 to get 24? So let's do this. Multiplied 8, which means I need to do that to the top. That's going to give me 16. What did I do to 24 to get 24 in the second fraction? I did nothing. So do nothing to our numerator. What did we do to the 6 to get 24? We multiplied him by 4. So we do that to the numerator. Once again, our denominators are the same. Leave the denominator as it is and go ahead and add and subtract from left to right. 16 plus 2 is 18, minus 4 is 14. And once again, we have to reduce these fractions. A 2 goes into the top and the bottom, and we will have 7/12 as our answer. For number 4, there's a few ways to do this. I'm going to choose by changing these fractions into improper fractions. So what I'm going to do is 14 times 7, and then I am going to add the numerator. 98 plus 6 is 104. We're going to do the same thing to the second fraction. The 15, multiply it by the 2, and then add the 1. 15 times 2 is 30, plus 1 is 31. I would recommend going back and using our cross simplification with the 104 and the 2. Remember that. If not, let's practice it again. 2 goes into 2 once, and 104 divided by 2 is 52. That's going to save us a little bit of time. Now let's go ahead and multiply numerator times numerator and denominator times denominator. You can use your calculator for that. That's 1,612 for the numerator, and then bottom times bottom, 7 times 1 is 7. If you choose to convert that into a mixed number. Let's see if you remember how to do that. We would take 1,612 divided by 7. And so this number here will be our whole number. The remainder is our numerator, and we leave 7 as the denominator. Let's go ahead and do this one the same way. Again, there's other ways, but we're going to go 16 times 12. That's 192, but plus 11, that's going to be 203. 10 times 9 is 90, plus 2 is 92. We'll get a common denominator for both of these. Again, this could very well take you some time. 36 is a denominator. 12 goes into 36 3 times, so multiply the 203 by 3. 9 goes into 36 4 times, so multiply the 92 by 4. And you can use your calculator for help if you need. This is what you'd get. And now we're going to subtract the numerators. I hope you found this video helpful.